To be a good father is the most important job in a man's life, but it doesn't have to be hard. Play catch, go to a park or visit a zoo. Help your child with their homework. Sit down together for dinner. Ask them how their day was. Things get busy, and sometimes we all fall short. But the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Thanks for tuning in and listening to today's show of Lancaster Perspective. I'm Mike Miller. My special guest today, the president of Lancaster Chamber of Commerce, Travis Markwood. How you doing, buddy?
Good, Mike. Good to see you. Thanks for having me on.
Well, the first thing that we've got to let everybody know, Fairfield Union grad, local boy.
Sure.
And a graduate of The Ohio University.
The Ohio University. That's right.
Harvard on the Hocking.
Harvard on the Hocking, exactly.
The degree in communication.
Absolutely.
Spent some time in marketing, and now doing Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah, graduated in communication. We won't say what year that was, but yeah, went on to hold several different marketing type positions with various organizations, and ended up with the Chamber of Commerce here just about 3 years ago. Yeah. So.
Well, we're glad to have you.
Absolutely. Glad to be here.
I know JFS, we do a lot of work with the Chamber, and it's a great organization. Let's talk a little bit about the organization, your staff. And
Sure. Well, we are a nonprofit. Our membership dues are what keeps us alive. We work for our members, and our members are made up of a mixture of different types of businesses throughout the county and the community of Lancaster. We have large businesses, small businesses, really across the spectrum as to what types of industry and things that they do. Our staff is a small support staff of 4. We have Alicia Conrad, who works as office manager and marketing specialist. We have Tammy Nusser, who is our development director and our membership director. And Leah Barker is our events coordinator. And then we do have a part-time CFO, Reg Warner, who was in helping us with some of the books. So it's a good staff. It's a great team to work with, and we do a good job working together to hopefully serve our membership as best as possible.
One of the questions that people always ask is, what is the role of the Chamber? What do I get from the Chamber of Commerce? And being on the other side as a member of the Chamber of Commerce, that I understand a lot of those things, but just talk to the public a little bit about what the Chamber does.
Sure. There's really quite a few different things that the Chamber does. First and foremost, again, we work for our members, and what that means is that we take on a lot of different roles. One being business advocacy in general, and that means a lot of different things. One being we're constantly taking a very close look at local, state, and federal issues, politics, different things that are coming up on certain ballot issues. And what we do is we have a legislative action committee that takes a look at those, educates themselves and the Chamber membership. We make decisions on whether that's a good issue to support or to voice against based on how friendly that is to business or a certain type of industry. Oftentimes we'll get behind local issues like school issues. We supported the Amanda School District last spring. We just voted this week to support the Lancaster City schools with their ballot issue that's coming up this fall for a building levy. So we look at a lot of different issues, not only for the good of the community, for the good of education, but obviously for the good of our business base.
Is it sometimes difficult? Do you have a lot of members that voice different opinions about why are we supporting this and why aren't we supporting that?
Well, there's certainly some issues that we remain neutral on, and that's because we have such a broad base of industry, and you can imagine some of those issues are out right now, Mike. We run the gamut from manufacturing to healthcare to professional services to you name it. Small mom and pop businesses make up a lot of our membership. So with almost 600 members, it's certainly hard to fit everyone's needs, but we try to do as good a job as possible by not only making sure that we have a good mix of representation on our board, so that we have people representing manufacturing, we have people representing small business and healthcare and all those different fields, so that we're speaking for the membership as a whole.
If somebody wanted to become a member, they contact you, go to the website, cost of a membership?
Yeah, anyone in the Chamber of Commerce can help you with a membership, but Tammy Nusser is really our development director. She's the one that you want to talk to. Certainly anyone can help you in the office, but yeah, Chamber membership, a lot of it depends on the type of business you are. There's a different pricing schedule. A base membership is $240 for a year for a for-profit organization. It also depends on how many employees you have. There's some fees at $3 per employee after 5 employees. And then for a nonprofit organization, which we serve quite a few nonprofit organizations, is $170 a year. So a couple different pricing schedules depending on what type of industry you're in, but if you have questions about that and you're a business out there thinking about joining, we can answer those questions for you.
Phone number people can call?
Yeah, it's area code 740-653-8251.
Thanks for tuning in today on Lancaster Perspective. I'm Mike Miller, my special guest, the president of the Lancaster Chamber of Commerce, Travis Markwood. I know there's a lot of different things that you're involved with. One is economic development. I know we just had not a retreat, but a meeting out at Liberty Center, and your involvement with economic development.
Yeah, just had our annual economic development update where we invite a lot of different economic development directors from throughout the county, our county director, our city director, and then some of the other communities that have economic development directors. The Chamber's role is a supportive role. One of the things that maybe some of the communities heard about is the Fairfield 33 Development Alliance. This is an alliance designed to bring public and private dollars together to market the 33 corridor, and really the whole of Fairfield County, but the concentration on the 33 corridor. From Canal Winchester to the end of Fairfield County there near Hocking County. So we're, in our best interest, we're looking at different ways to market that, and there's certain industries that we're focusing on, and the Chamber plays a supportive role. Sitting on the 33 Alliance Board, acting as I serve as treasurer. There's other Chamber members that serve on the board as well. But really, we try to support our economic development directors as much as possible. May not be our exact area of expertise when it comes to economic development, but hey, we know as a Chamber of Commerce how to pull the right resources together to answer questions not only for an existing business, but maybe for somebody who's asking questions about starting a business or moving a business into our area.
At times, is it difficult, people asking, well, why don't you do this? Why doesn't Chamber do this? Why aren't you involved with this?
Well, there's certainly a whole gamut of things we can be involved in, and we try to be as involved as much as possible. Many of my staff members, including myself, sit on a lot of different committees, a lot of different functions throughout town, whether it be the 4th of July celebration that goes on in the summer, Tour de Cause. There's just so many of them, and we try to participate as much as possible because these are all just really great things for our community, and we recognize the importance of that. We serve as really close partners to the Downtown Main Street organization managed by David Ohl.
Right.
And so we keep downtown and how it's doing in our best interest as well.
Do you ever get together with other chambers in other cities and say, gee, what works for you, what doesn't work for you?
Yeah, I have had the opportunity on several occasions to do so. I mean, I've met with our my counterparts in Perry County and in Hocking County, and also have an opportunity several times a year to get together with kind of a Central Ohio Chamber executives kind of luncheon that they hold, and those are tremendously valuable just to trade ideas and to bounce things off one another. What you do find out is that a lot of what other chambers do are very similar, but everybody takes a little bit different approach to it, and it's really good to to kind of learn on everybody else's experiences.
What drew you to this job, to the chamber job?
Well, to be honest with you, I was looking for a little bit of a career change, a little bit of a life change as well. Just working in corporate world and in Columbus, and being a Fairfield County resident, the Rushville area. I was a little bit of a drive up there. I was raising a young family and a great wife at home, and trying to really balance life and work a little bit more. The Chamber doesn't always allow you to do that. There's a lot of things going on in the evenings, but I tell you what, to be able to work in my own community and be a little closer to home and do things that matter here, and feel like you're trying to make a difference here within your own community is really what drew me, and it's been a tremendous, not only career decision, but life decision for me as well.
Big challenge that you faced, that you first took the job and said, oh, oh, wait a minute, I wasn't ready for this?
Well, I tell you what, I think they threw me in the first week. I think it was State of the County address, and I think we have about 200 people that show up to that, and I'm meeting all these people, and I'm getting all these business cards. So the biggest challenge, to be honest with you, is just learning. While I was familiar with some of the folks from the community, there's a ton of people out there that just takes a while to remember names and faces, and gosh, well, I'm still learning how to do that, but it takes a long time.
One of the events that you have every year is the annual meeting out at Lancaster High School. It's been a great success. You have had a lot of people attend.
Sure.
And it seems there's a different theme every year. Mm-hmm. Who gets credit for the themes?
Well, the way those themes are kind of born, if you will, there's a lot of kind of brainstorming. We're doing it right now, as a matter of fact, in the office, just coming up with ideas, and sometimes those ideas, stick on the wall, and sometimes they don't. So we're throwing ideas around all the time. A lot of it depends on who's on the board and who's going to be spending a lot of time up on stage in front of the camera. You got to match those personalities with. Do
you have volunteers that want to do that? I mean, do you go to somebody and say, "Would you like to do this?" Or do people come to you?
We try to, we have a tremendous support group or committee, if you will, that helps put that on with a lot of different folks in town that help us do that, from sound to video folks to, it's quite a production, and we've kind of been trying to change it over the last couple years to what it used to be. We got away from the annual meeting type thing where it's a lot of business and a lot of just talking behind the podium, to a little bit more of a entertainment value, if you will. Sometimes that works real well for us, and sometimes it doesn't. But we try to have a good time with it, and we're trying to make sure that our audience has a good time, and we still get our message across about what the Chamber's doing.
Any thing you can talk about for this Chamber meeting coming up in January, or is it top secret?
Well, to be honest with you, there's no secrets yet, because we haven't had that idea that has stuck on the wall yet, Mike. So we're still brainstorming right now.
One of the other areas that you've been involved with is the Athena Award.
Yeah, this is a real exciting award that the Chamber's been really gracious to have the opportunity to participate in, and I think we're on the 26th year that the McGraw family has been sponsoring this award locally, and really what it does is it picks out and recognizes really a woman in our community that has not only shown the qualities of leadership within their own profession and their own job, but really as a community leader as well, participating in a lot of different extra activities and helping with a lot of different associations, and really is a great example for anyone that's making their way through the business world as a young person, or young man or woman. Usually just a great example of a leader.
One of the other areas is the Fairfield County Leadership Program that you've got coming up also. Yeah, the leadership program has been around for a long time as well. It has had a couple hiatuses where we've taken a break and kind of retooled it and started it up again. Most recently, over the last 5 years or so, we've been really fortunate to have the assistance of Mina Eubing from the hospital, her husband Bob, as well as some past graduates of the program that help us really kind of steer this thing each year. And really the leadership program is designed for up-and-coming managers or individuals within an organization that are either leading right now already or have the opportunity to lead within their organization. And what we try to do is we try to provide an opportunity for them to get to know how the community works, whether it's taking tours of the utilities, supporting structures throughout the community, talking with our economic development directors, but also getting down and understanding things about leadership, about personal strengths and how to leverage your personal strengths and how to build strategic plans, how to work together to get local community projects done. We're excited this year. We've changed the focus a little bit again, and the team projects this year will focus on trying to create and find local business opportunities, meaning trying to connect local businesses. Maybe they're not making a product that could serve another company, and we try to make that connection. Or maybe a local company could offer a service that they're not currently offering to another company. So we're trying to create those local business networks to really just increase our local economy. And if people have questions, call you again?
Yeah, 653-8251. Typical class size is about 20. We've got some interest right now. We're going to really here within the next week or so. We're getting near our deadline. September 5th is where we're trying to have most of our class list in. But if you're interested, we can send you more information. Class it's going to kick off at the end of September, runs through about April. We're going to meet once a month for about 3 or 4 hours out at Ohio University, and I think that most people that participate in the class will find it very valuable.
One of the other areas that people talk about is there's a scholarship committee for a high school student.
Yeah, absolutely. This is our education committee. One piece of it is that we have raised money for a scholarship over the years. We're still working on funding that scholarship to a point where year over year we've got enough residual interest that'll keep that scholarship going. So we're still raising money for that. But one of the other things that the education committee does, which has made up a lot of some of our superintendents from the county schools, from the private schools, from the city of Lancaster, others in education, whether it be Ohio University, Ohio Christian, or some other DeVry, some of their other chamber members that are interested in education in this area. We try to meet and we talk about education issues, and we talk about things that are coming up in education, how the Chamber of Commerce can maybe bring business and students together. One of the things that we do in the fall is what we've called the pillar of ethics in the past, is we get students together with business people, roundtable discussions, talk about certain subjects each year. The topic changes a little bit, but like last year we talked about social media, how some of the decisions you're making on social media outlets can really kind of affect how you're finding jobs and things like that and later on in life.
Are you surprised at the growth of social media? I mean, because you came out of a marketing background.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to probably age myself a little bit, but social media was still, maybe an email here or there, but it certainly has come a long way. And businesses and students and it's really become a way to another way to communicate, another way to market. I mean, the marketing capabilities of social media are really extraordinary.
Is it something that businesses are embracing here in Fairfield County? Do they come to you for advice? Or
they're starting to, some small businesses will come to us for advice. We've offered actually some training sessions through our monthly cafe series that we put on,
which is the first Wednesday of every month.
First Wednesday of every month out at Lancaster Community Church.
It's a great event.
It is great facility to have it. They're gracious to have us in there, but we've offered several sessions on how to leverage social media for your business or your small business. I think the powerful thing about social media is that a mom and pop shop without a marketing budget can go in there, and if they have the time to be on Facebook and put things out there, it's really a tremendous tool for a very low investment, I guess, in time and cost.
One of the other things that, as we talk about the Lancaster Chamber of Commerce, is that you actually have an individual small business administration that comes in and talks to businesses or people that want to start their own business.
We do. We have a strategic partnership with SBDC, which is Small Business Development Center. It's a state-funded kind of nonprofit organization that really sends consultants down. Just about every 2 weeks we have a consultant in our office. We keep a schedule for that consultant. So anybody that's thinking about opening a new business, a lot of times these are small mom and pops, not all the time. Maybe you're just thinking about starting up, you have a business idea, and these guys will sit down and really help you develop your business plan, talk about financing, talk about some of the hurdles you might, basically answer those questions as how do I start my own business. On the other hand, too, we have businesses that are already in existence, and maybe they're struggling with a certain aspect of the business, marketing or strategic planning or budgeting, and they can help with these. Randy Morgan, he's based out of Newark, but works for the SBDC. He's down every 2 weeks, and if you have a small business, chamber member or not, give us a call, again, at 653-8251, and we can schedule you your own 1-hour session with Randy, and tremendous help.
A lot of people, you raised a good statement about whether you're a chamber member or not. A lot of people, they don't want to go to the events because, well, I'm not a member, I can't go. But actually, they can go. But to receive all the benefits of the chamber, you have to join the chamber.
Yeah, we try not to restrict any of our events to chamber members only. I mean, that is a benefit that you get to attend these types of events. But if you're a business person and you're serious about your business and you want to come check us out and see what we're doing, and you want to join us for one of our luncheons or our training sessions or state ofs or updates, we invite any business to give us a call. Come see what we're about, get a taste of what the Chamber of Commerce is about.
We just have a few minutes left, Travis,
Sure.
But Browns fan, Bengals fan, Ohio State fan?
Well, I prefer college football a little bit over the professional football teams. I guess I'll go with the follow the sheep herd, if you will. So if you're south of 70, you gravitate towards the Bengals. So I'll go Bengals on the pro football scene. But I have to root for the Buckeyes. We're going to have an uphill battle this year, but hopefully they overcome.
The Big Ten champ, do you think they got a chance to win it? Or?
They've had great recruiting seasons, so we'll see who they still have left up there that's ready to step it up.
Do you follow the Bobcats anymore?
Try to. I mean, they're working real hard down there to increase the visibility of their football program, and they have a lot of fantastic sports programs down there. As a matter of fact, I think on September 10th they're hosting a Lancaster Day at the Bobcats Stadium down there, and they'll basically have a little tailgate out there and get a chance for Lancaster folks to come down. A lot of graduates from Ohio University.
Yeah, a lot of graduates from the Ohio University.
The Ohio University.
Absolutely.
Right. Peden Stadium is what I was looking for, not Bobcat Stadium.
What's Travis like doing in spare time? Golf? Play with the kids?
Love to spend time with my family and kids. I have a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old, a wife that's a teacher, so kids are important to us. We have a good time with them, but other than that, I'm kind of an outdoorsman. I hunt and fish and enjoy spending time with my friends.
Well, Travis, we appreciate you coming in. Again, we're talking with Travis Markwood, the president of the Lancaster Chamber of Commerce. You can get a hold of him at 653-8251, and we'll have you back on after we get some of these events out of the way.
Sounds good.
You guys are busy all the time. I know every time I go in there's always something going on.
Absolutely.
Great organization, does a lot for our community.
Thanks for having me on, Mike.
Thanks. We appreciate it very much. Once again, we appreciate you tuning in and listening to today's edition of Lancaster Perspective. I'm Mike Miller. And remember, until we meet again, let's make a difference.
Every child is curious.
George, look what I found.
Turn their curiosity into a lifelong love of learning.
That's a periscope.
It's one of the most important gifts you can share. Create a curious reader.
Oh, you want to build a castle like that one? This is super bedtime reading.
Share a book together today. Visit read.gov.